Hey there, Internet. So no intros today because I was sitting here talking with our lovely guest for 10 minutes
Internet.
without realizing
So no
that
intros today because
the
I was
stream
sitting
wasn't
here
working.
talking.
So
Oh.
whoops about that. Sorry for everyone who's been hanging out in the chat room for the past couple of minutes. Normally we're a lot better at this. Unfortunately, our community manager Dylan is out sick. So I'm doing the best I can. I'm just hitting buttons and maybe something will work. So yeah, let's make sure. Are we actually streaming? Looks like we are. Can you hear me? Welcome back, everybody. It's 2019. We got some glitches. XSplit crashed. But whatever, let's get into this thing. Today, we are going to introduce our newest champion, Cthulhu Drow, the legendary hordes person of the C Team, and his portrayer, Chris Straub, who is with me, hopefully still. Hey, Chris.
Hey, I'm here.
Welcome back.
I've been here.
I know, we've been chatting.
We were having an incredible conversation that we now have to start from one.
All right, so you start with the monkey story, and I'll just play the game.
All right, so there I was. We'll do it like in medias res, so it's like more exciting. So there I am in the zoo, completely nude, right? And the zookeeper's like, "What are you? I'm upset at you. I'm mad at you for being here." I said, $20, and then we all laughed. Credits.
Done. Perfect.
A running gag. You had to be there, I guess.
So, since the last 10 minutes was completely lost to the ether of XSplit, welcome. Thank you for coming to join us. It's been amazing working with you over the past couple of weeks on your awesome C-Team character, Cthulhu Drow. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
It's been a pleasure. He is the Drow Warlock, the great old one patron on Acquisitions Incorporated, the C Team, which is going to be starting its third season at PAX South coming up next week.
Oh.
So excited for that. We will all be in full costume. Once again, it's not such a big deal for the other characters. They do their work, but...
Yeah, Ryan just puts a hat on.
Yeah. It's a challenge. I like to think that everybody's problems are normalized to their life. So it might take him 3 hours to put that hat on. And that's a big deal. Yeah.
He's doing his thing. So I know we already went over this, but can you tell our fans a little bit about our newest champion who's coming out next week with Midwinter? Don't everyone load up the game and try to get him right now. We locked the build a little bit early in order to show him today on the stream.
So he is, as a member of the C Team, everybody has a job as given to them by the Home Office. His job is hordes person, which is managing the gold that the C Team gets paid for their adventures. As a warlock of the Great Old One, he's not super concerned with money or the physical plane at all. So he's not the best fit for that job. But he's perfectly willing to use that gold for other means. He really should be checked up on. This is something we have not covered in the past 2 seasons. I don't know if any of the gold is getting to where it's supposed to go.
So you think you need a separate accountant for your hordes person?
I think that some accounting will be done. Yeah. It might be that Cthulhu is actually a pretty good accountant, except that he doesn't distinguish one denomination of coin from another because who cares? So I don't know which one I got. Is either a penny or a dollar or a gold or a copper. Well, who cares? It's just a disc.
The coppers look prettier. They're totally worth more.
They have to be, right? They're conductive.
Ooh.
You know, there's value right there.
Think about the additional uses.
Yeah, it's about utility. It's not about this fiat value that we've assigned to these objects. Skip that. Can these be like hammered into some kind of an armor?
So, like I mentioned, I've got a team going of mostly DCA characters and C-Team characters. I got your buddy Dinar Blitzen hanging out. And 3 of your 4 friends from Dice Camera Action, because that's all the Dice Camera Action characters we have right now.
Is anybody gonna want to stand in front of Cthulhu?
I don't know. I mean,
I would be unsettled if I was anybody else. It's a little bit weird.
let's not tell them that.
One of the things I liked about playing Idle Champions is that I assumed that it was just going to be, again, like an idle, like a clicker game.
Mm-hmm.
But there is the puzzle aspect of optimal staging, optimal positioning of getting the characters to work together.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty neat.
I completely agree. It's so much deeper than people expect when they get into it, and hopefully we ramp up that mastery pretty quickly, so that way you get a good handle on what things are doing.
Yeah, it's very satisfying to slot a champion in and see your DPS, what it increases by.
Yeah, yeah, it's always great.
Does not work with well with others in that spot or whatever.
No, Cthulhu is doing his thing. I mean, he wants to stay away. He wants to buff those that are furthest from him. So this might not be the best spot for him. And there we go. Look at that.
There you go.
Move Jannar up front, and all of a sudden we're playing with fire. Here we go. We get a little vomit there. There you go, buddy. All right.
That's a classic move.
I know, it's so good. The best is like when he gets it right there, and all of the bad guys walk through it. Well, if I wasn't killing them immediately. But you might notice, if you're looking at the screen, that some of these pink goobers are showing up. And it's interesting because the pink goobers don't actually go up into your gold. They shoot over to Cthulhu.
What's that goo?
Oh, it is it's coins that he's collecting. So when you add Cthulhu and you unlock his Horde's person ability, he increases the damage of all champions, but there's a cost because, you know, got to pay the bills, got to send the money back to the home office, maybe. And so every 75 coins that he picks up, he summons a shadow demon that joins the lowest damage champion in the formation and causes them to do as much damage as the highest damage champion in the formation for the next 30 seconds.
I like it. No one left behind.
bringing everyone to the party. So
yeah, this is fitting. Yeah, the only shadow demon he's conjured to this point in the game was named the Grave of Men. He didn't do super well as a player. I had to play him also at the table. But that's because I did not know how to play a shadow demon.
Mm. So you can see we've got Cthulhu's shadow demon is hanging out next to Naeli, doing his thing, helping her out. And if we see, she's actually doing 51% of the DPS. Strix was the master of DPS, but once the shadow demon went over to Naeli, she is holding her own now.
Would you say though that the mechanic here, as presented, the shadow demon actually is doing some damage shaming? By calling out the least functional member.
We don't like to think of it that way. It's not about calling out the least functional member. It's about mentoring. It's really about mentoring. Because you know what? That's what people are missing, is the mentorship from a shadow demon.
You can miss me continuously with that, with that program.
It pays dividends.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't want to know the full cost, but it's working out here.
So let's see, what else do we have in Cthulhu's kit? We've got Horde's Person. We've got Unseen Encouragement. Increases the damage of champions furthest from Cthulhu by 200%. You can see we're counting coins on when the next demon summoning will happen. We've got Horde Person, Unseen Encouragement. We've got a buff to Horde's Person and a buff to Unseen Encouragement. And then
I'm enjoying watching this in progress.
And here we go. We've got our specialization. What do you think we should do? So there's efficient bookkeeping. Cthulhu cooks the books and summons Horde Person, Shadow Demon more often. It lowers the coin threshold to bring the demon out. And then we've got Velvet Touch. Cthulhu contacts his unseen servant Velvet and helps him expand his unseen encouragement.
I see. I think I kind of want to see that demon more frequently.
All right, let's bring it out. Cooking the books, getting the demon out there. It's already there. He's already chilling out with Naomi.
It's already there. It's like he knew.
And then let's get... Here, I'm going to have some fun here. I'm going to pull some of the characters out of the formation because I've unlocked Tentacular Spectacular, his ultimate ability. All right, we'll leave Dinar because Dinar will be sad if I pull him out.
Yeah, he's a good guy, and he probably enjoys watching this eruption of pseudopods.
So let's see. We got Evelyn. We'll leave Evelyn there too. All right, let's pull everyone else out. Basically, I'm pulling everyone else out because I'm over leveled for right now, so I want to get some folks closer to the formation.
Yeah.
So Evelyn, you gotta go for now.
That's how I want them, just the two buddies.
All right, there we go. Dinar. Here, we'll put Dinar up front, and then we'll have Cathris just chilling in the back. And we got some Red Wizard Evokers coming at us.
Well, this is rough.
Yeah, I don't know. Dinar's getting his butt handed to him. Come on, buddy.
I don't like this.
He's trying to heal himself. All right, I think it's time. Oh, wait, no. Oh,
He's doing okay.
Yeah, all right.
He did all right on his own.
Hmm.
Because he knew we were watching.
Yeah, you know what?
And I was like, you know what? All right, I guess I gotta pull something out.
All right, so as we ascend the steps of Orlunga, I will pull Dinar out of the formation.
Yes, also a Dinar trait. Like, excellent but lazy.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I got you here, and you can deal with the rest. All right, here they come, Assassin Vines.
That's not looking good.
Here we go, Tentacular Spectacular, for the first time ever. Oh my god!
Oh,
I love the jazz hands.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It was like in the design doc, right? It was like, he's got a, like, the inside of his cloak is always supposed to look like a portal, like it's dark, and that maybe there is not a person under there. But we see hands coming out and legs, but I don't know what else is happening. So he's gotta invoke it coming from somewhere. But he also can't look like he's flashing people.
Yes, that was a specific thing that was in that design note. Please no for the flashing. But I think Alexis nailed it.
Yeah.
Alexis is one of our artists here. Wow, Cathris is getting his butt handed to him now. I'm going to have to get all his buddies back.
No, don't let this happen.
No, it's too late.
What have you done?
Oh, no.
You've shown that he is a support character. That's very much the case.
This is true. All right, so let's throw some more characters into the formation, and let's get to some of the questions, because we probably got a bunch of questions that I'm completely ignoring right now, because we're just having too much fun joking around. Come on.
Let's see what we got.
Too far. There we go. Get Strix going. This is not at all an optimal formation. It's all good.
No. You just got to get him out on the field.
There we go. Evelyn in front. Jarlaxle, you can sit down. Naeli, you can sit down. All right. There we go. The C team dice camera action run. Go. All right. Let's go to the questions. Whew, yeah, we got a lot already. So we've got some questions for Chris. To start, to highlight the fact that we are now out on Xbox and PlayStation 4, what is your console setup at home? How do you normally play games?
Okay, that's a tough one.
Ooh.
So I am basically, when I'm at home, I'm chained to this desk that I'm sitting at right here, and I have there's a nice big television here behind me that you could see the edge of, but because I'm always seated and facing this way, I'm pretty much always using like a little 18-inch screen that's right up here, and everything is just a mass of cords beneath me, much like Tentacular Spectacular. I drew inspiration, sort of an homage to it.
In 2 minutes, we'll be able to see it again.
Yeah, but I find myself playing a lot of Switch just because it avoids all of that. I can play it in a bed. Not that you can't with the others, but that's how I do it. But I do have a PS4 by my side and an Xbox One beneath that. So
Okay.
I added Dinar to my PS4 Idle Champions.
Nice.
Recently. so I can see my big buddy. Just got him on my screen.
Where'd my questions go? Too many windows open. I need like 2 more monitors, I've decided. Here we
You
go.
do.
I know, it's like it's so difficult.
I got one right above me, but it only plays console games.
What's worse is if I look over here for things, I'm not looking at the camera, so I'm just sitting here talking and just not looking at it. Let's see. What do you think about Cathris after many years of playing him? What do you think about Cathris joining a video game?
It's super exciting because a lot of stuff like that in general, I get wary of working with anyone just because they may have their own spin that they want to put on it or whatever. And I'm sort of used to that being the default. But all of you have been so supportive and so interested in my take and my input. You know, down to the littlest detail, like the expression on his face. Like I wanted him to be, he's very, just a delighted boy in a lot of respects, delighted to die, delighted to explore death. And he's right in there.
And I think we can
perfectly.
I think we can preview that look a little bit by going back to the splash screen for a second. Oh, there he is.
Just a dumb grin.
He's just doing his thing.
He's thrilled at this carnage.
It's like, look, I'm in a game. That logo is awesome.
He can't wait. Yeah, look at this beholder. It's terrifying. Of course he's excited. It's even got the red glint in his eye reflecting off of it. He was built for looking at that logo.
Forever staring at Iris.
No, it's super cool. And developing his gear and all the flavors of gear was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I really like working on the gear because it's a really good way to get across the vibe and the voice of the character. We've got a couple of avenues to do that, one of which is the ability names and some of the flavor there. But then also it's all the different items that are so unique to him.
Oh yeah, no, and it's a kind of a fun and interesting challenge to like how would I reduce this character down to like his maybe 4 or 5 most important pieces of gear or assets.
Yeah, and that's the interesting puzzle from a design aspect. You know, you've got your way that you see Cathris. We've got the fans' way that they see Cathris. We've got the constraints that we have with the slot system and needing to make sure he's fitting in the right area. And it's a super interesting puzzle to put together. I thoroughly enjoy it, and working with content creators like yourself that are really engaged and respond right away and have tons of feedback is super awesome. So I appreciate how vocal you've been over the past couple of weeks, and it has been super awesome bringing Cathris to life.
It's a pleasure from top to bottom. I'm very excited to see him out there. I'm very excited to get him onto my machines at home.
Yeah, well, like I said, we locked this build early so we could show him off today, but he's going to be available next week in the Midwinter update. His event's going to be Midwinter, and that is the same event that you'll be able to get Regis from the Legend of Dritz novels. So next week, you guys will be able to start grinding for Regis and Cathris. Slot 1 and 2, so you'll see a lot of the new characters on the variants.
Who delights?
So Garwar, welcome Garwar. He says, I've missed those lovely dulcet tones. When is C-Team coming back again?
C-Team has its Season 3 premiere at PAX South, which will also be streamed on the PAX Twitch channel, but it will run every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time after that. So that's the first one.
Nice. The week after PAX, you guys are running the second show?
I believe so, yeah.
So that'll basically just be you guys just taking a long rest on camera?
Yeah, it's just going to be it's just taking it easy. We don't usually role play the sleep, but this time maybe yes.
So
just see how the characters sleep, really get inside their minds as they rest and nap.
Ryan Hartman does confirm your theory that it does take him 3 hours to put his Dinar hat on.
It's a complicated hat. It's not an easy hat. That's
There's a,
not a slight toward him at all.
there's a lot of Velcro going on in there.
Yeah, there's multiple moving parts. It's not as simple as putting it on your head. This is the big time. This is big leagues.
All right, I got a really good question from Baron Stromgard. For those of us who know nothing about streams, why would someone want to hire a C team only when the A or B team are otherwise disposed?
That is essentially it. The Acquisitions Incorporated A team are the main games that get played on stage. That started on stage at PAX with Mike and Jerry. But in the continuity of that world, there are teams established franchises in various other places, and they each have their own letter. In fact, apparently C Team, the C, stands for something that we do not know yet, has been yet to be revealed by our DM, Jerry.
Nice.
And I don't know what it is. He has an idea. Or maybe he doesn't, and it's just like a vague concept that's supposed to tantalize, but it's more exciting than having to commit to an answer.
You were dead the whole time.
Corpse Team. C is for corpse.
Done.
Correct.
So we've got a question from, some jerk named Ryan Hartman is great. What happens when we finally get Walnut in the game? Well, I would point out that Rosie might be pretty upset since you're only asking about Walnut. But yeah, when we get, if we're able to get Walnut and Rosie into the game, it's going to be awesome because you're going to be able to play C Team DCA. Just go.
Oh, what a treat! Will they all fit in the same?
I got to be honest.
There?
It's almost like we planned it in advance, and yes, they will all fit.
Oh, what a treasure!
The C Team DCA mashup was too fun to not be able to recreate it in the game.
Let me throw this at you.
Okay.
If and when all of the characters are available and in the lineup, can the game play the audio from the Waffles Inc. crossover that we did with them last December?
That sounds
just a full
amazing
6, 7, 8 hours.
I am sure there are some legal hurdles to get over, but I'm noting
there are none.
No, you don't think so?
I'm here to tell you they can be safely ignored. It's all talk.
Done. Chris said we're good.
That's the secret of any cease and desist is I didn't get it. I didn't receive that. So how am I supposed to cease? I'll write it down and I'll get right to it. And then you don't do it.
Chris knows nothing about the plan that he suggested. C Team crossover music. I am noting it for later.
How about this? If that doesn't work out, can you, but still with audio, once everybody's in the same formation, can you have the game just speak, somebody says out loud, you did it, you did it, you did it, over and over again as throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, that won't get annoying at all.
No, it's a celebration.
I like this plan. I like little Easter eggs like that. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Question from Pepe Silvius Real. Chris or Cathris, how do you like being a big dummy? Or a big weirdo, I guess would be the more appropriate term.
It's worked out so good. It's just one of my favorite things. I can't see, the thing is like I would parse, so if the language was dummy, I would parse that as potentially an abusive comment. But then I thought, but there's no other way for me to respond to it's the best. I can't wait to be, I hope I get even dumber. It's just a treat.
Well, and I don't think that dummy is the most appropriate term for Cathris. I'm trying to remember how you described him in our first call. It was like he's like Data or C3PO that's super excited about everything.
Yeah, he's just a very morbid C3PO, or Data is a big influence from TNG, but He looks at everything orthogonally. He looks at everything a little bit different, which is why I think maybe he comes across as a dummy. But it's all about function,
Mm.
really. Why spend these coins somewhere when you can hurl them into a hellmouth and receive a demon? Isn't that better than food or clothes? Yes.
So at the request of someone, and because I've been looking at it while we've been chatting, I have minimized you to minuscule form so
Oh
that
yeah,
everyone can see Alexis's awesome painted portrait of
right
Cthulhu.
here. And in fact, if I reach up, I can actually stroke his beard.
Whoa, too meta. It's too weird.
And as you may know, he does not actually have a beard because the drow cannot grow beards. It's actually black spores that attach to him in the Underdark, and he just decided not to get rid of them.
Nice. Nice. Little does he know they're slowly taking over his whole body.
Yeah, I mean, he may know and may be fine with it. It's like they've been benign so far.
Let's see. Trying to go through. Let's see. Okay, Garwar has a question. Prior to the C team from the Acquisitions Incorporated main stage, he remembers Cthulhu being cursed, so he had to laugh when truly frightened. Is that still in play, or did it go away with the C team level drop?
It might have gone away. It might not have. I don't think so. Because of that, I don't think that we actually know what Cthulhu was like prior to Acquisitions Incorporated. I think he on stage in that first game he was pushier. He was like, I'm not afraid to blow things up because he was level 9. He thought he was hot stuff. But he's had to revert once more to a very polite version of himself. So I don't know whether or not I don't know what he actually used to be like. I think he did enjoy things that are awful, but he doesn't laugh outwardly. So I guess he's still insane. I guess he still is dealing with that one that I rolled for a contact other plane.
Poor Diath. Diath is our lowest DPS member right now.
Yeah, come on,
Poor
buddy.
guy. Look at him though. He's doing good.
He needs a pep talk.
Let's see what else we got. Sorry. Okay, interesting question from Backdoor Shady Dealer. Does Cthulhu have a crush on anyone on the C team or Waffle Crew?
Oh, this is a super good question. Cthulhu is he's aromantic and asexual. He's not interested in any of these things. He perceives them as a complete waste of time. He does have emotions, but you just learn to tamp them down and not bother with them because they just get in the way of researching the great beyond, the mysteries of the universe. Yeah, he's not a crush man. I wonder if anybody's got a crush on him though.
Oh, that's a good question. I'll have to ask the C team and Waffle Crew folks when we see them at PAX West next week, or PAX South.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's right. We're gonna be with the Table Titans booth. I think we're hosting a signing with you. Although
Yes.
for the life of me, I cannot remember the time. I think it's on Friday.
I can look it up for you, but Friday does sound correct.
Yeah, we're gonna be super busy at PAX South. It's gonna be myself, because Dylan is sick, so I get to go to Texas, which I'm super excited about because it's gonna be my first PAX in a while.
Oh yeah.
And we're bringing down Michelle, one of our awesome artists, to do caricatures of characters and as their favorite D&D class.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But we're going to have signings with DCA. We're supporting your Acquisitions Inc. signing. We're going to have a signing at your booth in the. Is there like an art row? Is that the art area?
So yeah, it's called Bandland, and that's where it is on the map.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say it's near the main entrance.
That's a good spot to
but
be.
yeah, you could find it in the program readily. Okay. Bandland. That's where all the bands who are performing are. And that's where Loading Ready Run will be. That's where I'll be.
Okay. And sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say yes. You're correct that the Acquisitions Incorporated signing is Friday at 6 p.m.
Ah, okay. Ooh, we got time. We got time for Tentacular Spectacular. I just got to get further and stop leveling people up. Here we'll get a little bit of vomit going on.
Let's just spray some of that acid out. There it is.
Here we go.
There.
Ah!
Blech.
So good.
It's really a lethal jazz hand from the tentacles themselves.
Oh yeah, no, it's terrifying. You'll clear a whole board. Let's see. Okay, here's a question from RF Switch Art. Is there a new C Team intro, and are you going to give it to us before PAX South?
I am working on one, despite my better knowledge of what I should be working on. But I will not show it to you before PAX South. You can see it at PAX South.
Not cool, man. I mean, if you want feedback on the in-progress version, you have my email.
Okay. That's possible. That's a professional courtesy.
Ah, I appreciate that. Let's see. What we could... Okay. Mars, one of our community leaders, asks, what would the Cthulhu think of pineapple on pizza? Didn't think we'd get those hard-hitting questions.
Given that he kind of disregards anything, again, anything corporeal, anything physical, as long as it's got the calories that he needs to continue his work, I think he'd be fine with it. Now, not the character, but me, I do eat it on the pizza, and I don't want to hear about it.
You don't want it, like, people
it's
give
just
you crap.
fine on there, and you don't have to have any if you don't want to.
Yeah, right. I mean, you know, I've learned. So coming to Canada last May, I've been slowly learning Canadian culture and history. Did you know that Hawaiian pizza was actually invented in Canada?
I did not know that.
Yeah, I did not expect that, but yes.
I could have guaranteed that it wasn't invented in Hawaii. I'm pretty sure I knew that.
Let's see. Sorry, I got some... Oh, got the note about the C-Team crossover music. I'm sure the devs will be excited about that idea. So let's talk a little bit about the process. I mean, I know we haven't done a postmortem or chat, and I think I literally sent you stuff for feedback this morning. But has it been an interesting process from your point of view? The initial call, talking about things, and then seeing the in progress work as we iterate.
I think the most interesting thing for me as somebody who has to do contract work and work with other people's characters is how quickly you have been able to like spin stuff around for me to take a look at. It is impressive.
That is a testament to our amazing artists. They work super duper hard, and currently they're poking me every day because they need more work. But I'm streaming now, so I can't. Sorry, guys.
Can't do it.
But no, they turn stuff around so quickly, and it's amazing stuff. Like I got my stick figures on my notepad, and it is just absolute crap. And then I turn around, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I made this beautiful thing." And it's like,
but from a design perspective, though, from a game design perspective, like I did not come in with any input there. I mean, I think it would have been weird to see Cthulhu at the front with a giant sword, which was not offered. But I did not have the idea of making the Hordes person thing a critical part of his role as a support member, which is super cool.
Yeah, and that came from starting with Dinar when we started looking into what the core of Dinar was. The decisionist aspect of him was really important, so we wanted to play off of that a little bit with Dinar. And when we came to Cthulhu, it was just a no-brainer. Now, I don't know what we're going to do with Walnut. I don't know if we're going to have to fill out documents every time you want to add Walnut to your team, but we're going to have to figure out a way to loop in the Documenter.
Yeah, I think that there for any character conceivable, there's some cool hook in just by the nature of like the creative process. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like you know what you're doing.
hopefully.
You'll find it. Yeah, and you also I feel like there's a lot of creative processes where you know when you found it,
Hmm.
where you're like, this is it. Like there could have been a satisfying build for Cthulhu that did not involve the gold find at all,
Hmm.
and it would have been fine. But this feels like the correct move. It's a very
Nice.
novel move.
Yeah, well, and that's why we send all that stuff for feedback because it's like we talk to you, we kind of pick your brain, we get an idea of what you think the character is, and then we go to the table, we'll design something, and then we'll just bounce ideas back and forth. And I've found after working with a bunch of content creators that it's really an awesome way to work together because it takes a lot of the burden off of you having to suggest designs that work within our system, but it still allows us to make the most authentic version of your character that we can.
That was the other cool part is that you had said, uh, if you have an idea, offer it, and don't worry if we have to build it into the system and break something that we have to accommodate it for this character,
Yeah.
which is very freeing to know that I don't have to work within some constraint. Like
Yeah,
you
I
tell
mean,
me where the boundary is. I don't have to set myself up for one.
like when we were working with Ryan, he's like, "Yeah, he's gotta vomit acid." And we're like, okay, we're gonna vomit acid."
Yeah. I don't care how, just make it happen.
Just gotta do it. Oh, poor Dinar. Dinar's the sad DPSer right now.
Really?
Yeah, because I stopped leveling people up. He's
Oh,
only
yeah.
145 right now, but yeah, and we're playing through, and this is an awesome moment to continue to highlight and rain praise on my awesome artists. But we're going up the steps of Orolungo right now in this scenario, and there's supposed to be all these traps about snakes. And if you can see on the screen, we've got little snakes popping out of these little snake holes, and it's the most adorable thing.
There's nothing wrong with you. Leave those snakes alone.
They're doing their thing. Well, we're keeping them alive. We have to
Oh, okay.
we have to swallow them whole, so they're alive for now.
Oh, okay. Let's say it died of natural causes.
Yeah,
They were alive when I ate them.
died of natural causes, i.e., Dinar's stomach. All right, let's see. Question from R Green Paradox: How did you enjoy the 2DM crossover?
Oh, I thought it was fascinating.
Mm?
So it was Waffles Inc. was AC Inc. C Team and the Waffle Crew from Dice Camera Action in a blowout weekend that we all recorded, and that was available last holiday time.
Mm.
Although the podcast that we also recorded that weekend came out, I think, in November.
Oh yeah, the Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was Jerry Holkins and Chris Perkins co-DMing those games, and they would trade off, and then they converged, and both were this two-headed DM for the finale, and they did such a great job, and like they didn't step on each other. There's a lot of yes and type of improv going on, but I feel like they knew where the other person would want to take things, and it was such a cool thing. And I also felt like a tough thing for a table with like 8 players at it or whatever it was. Everybody had a voice, everybody had a thing to do. It did not feel like somebody got passed over or somebody was focused on too much. It was just such a great balance.
Well, I mean, at this point, after live streaming, both of them live streaming for so long, they're masters of their craft. So it's amazing to see them work and put things together and just really bounce off of the energy at the table. It's so much fun. And I was listening to the Cthulhu podcast on the way home the other day, and I thought it was hilarious that they were taking all these things that Cthulhu had collected, and then he left to go to his room later and came down. And he's like, "All my stuff's gone."
Yeah, it's such a cool, like, letting everybody having these ideas and then running with them. Because nobody can be 100% familiar with each other's characters to the
Hmm.
degree that maybe they would be if they really existed and they all interacted in that world. But I feel like these players are also like giving and open with what to do, like with the decision making. And I think that makes for a great table. That makes for a great team. It's like where there's no like, I don't like that you did that. I take it back. I would never say that. I would never let you in my room. No, go in his room, steal his stuff, hang it up on the walls. It's Christmas time.
Yeah, it's awesome to see you guys bounce back and forth across the table, and it's clear you guys just really enjoy each other, and so it's so much fun to watch, the group evolve as you guys play.
No, they're all lovely. I love them all.
Question from my CEO, who is curious: how different or not is it playing D&D with the C team in front of a live audience as compared to over stream?
Let's see here. I will say there's one big difference, and that is um, you get immediate feedback if something was funny or something was interesting because you can hear an audience respond.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like we're not like nervous to be in front of that crowd because we have a very clear task, which is to be these characters that we already like being. Any opportunity we have to do that, please, let us do it. I'll do it in quicksand, and I won't be upset while it's happening because I'm having fun. I'm playing D&D. Uh, yeah, I think it's very cool to say something and then have the audience respond as opposed to streaming where you don't know whether or not what kind of an impact it might have had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you think that being part of a live audience and getting that immediate feedback, do you think that changes the way you play it all or the way that the story unfolds? Like, has there ever been a moment where